Tell me, if I were to describe to you an alien race with advanced technology and high intelligence, what would you picture? Probably not a cat-like creature with big striped ears, because that's the species we're talking about today. The lombaxes, from Ratchet and Clank. So to those of you who are asking, Pixela, what the frick is a lombax? Well, I'm glad you asked, dear viewer. Allow me to share this knowledge to you. So the lombaxes are a species from the Ratchet and Clank series. Ratchet, for example, is a lombax. In terms of appearance, they have big ears, a tail that resembles a lion's, and they have stripes all over their body, usually on their ears, tail, arms, legs, and the side of their torso. And some might even have the stripes on their cheek or on the top of their head. Now, one thing to mention is that female lombaxes were thought to not have tails, but in recent events, we've discovered that female lombaxes do have tails, but instead of resembling a lion's, they resemble a raccoon's. Now it's time for the backstory of this mysterious species. Long ago, there was a race known as the lombaxes. They were known for being the smartest and technologically advanced species in the universe. But everything changed when the Kragmites attacked. They were ruthless monsters who attacked and destroyed everything in their path, and they would not stop until the entire universe bowed to their will. Someone had to stop them, and who better to do so than the lombaxes? They brought together some of the smartest lombaxes, and they made a weapon that would defeat the Kragmites, the Dimensionator. A strange helmet thing? Yeah, this was a very odd design. By the way, apparently the reason the Dimensionator is like this is because eons later, a lombax by the name of Mags redesigned it to be more portable and easier to use. Like, listen to this voice message from Mags himself from Rift Apart.
I finally figured out a way to map even faster. Caden might kill me, but listen. Instead of all the cranking and pulling a trigger to use the Dimensionator, I just converted the whole thing into a helmet that runs on voice commands. I mean, he can't argue with the results, and if he does, I'll just complain about it here.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Anyway, back to the backstory. So the lombaxes used the Dimensionator to send the Kragmites to another dimension, and the galaxy was in peace once again. Fast forward back in the future and a couple eons later, and some lombax miners found a Kragmite egg in the ice. The egg somehow survived all this time, and the lombaxes decided to raise this Kragmite as one of their own. Good idea, guys. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. So the lombaxes named this little turd Kragmite Percival Tachyon and raised him as one of their own. But one day, years later, Tachyon discovers his true origins and is furious, so he develops a master plan to destroy the lombaxes and wipe them out completely. He first earns the lombaxes' trust by showing them his inventive ideas for weapons and shtick. The lombaxes are pleased as punch, and they collaborate with Tachyon to build these new weapons. One lombax is not happy about this. Caden. He doesn't trust Tachyon one bit. Alistair Azimuth, Caden's childhood best friend, thinks that they have nothing to worry about, so he trusts Tachyon with everything, all the lombax secrets. Yeah, I'm sure nothing bad will happen. What could possibly go wrong? Everything. Everything went wrong. Tachyon assaulted the lombaxes with an army of soldiers and mechs. It was pure chaos. There was death at every corner. The lombaxes tried to fight back, but they could not stop Tachyon's forces. All hope seemed lost. But luckily, Caden had a backup plan. Remember Mags? Caden tasked him to map out the dimensions and find a new safe home for the lombaxes. Some of these dimensions are even references to other PlayStation franchises.
Mapped my first dimension today. Pretty standard stuff, except the colors there were so vivid, like, whoa. And there were these creatures. One of them even looked like a lombax, but he had smaller ears, a mask, and a cane, and I think he was pulling some kind of heist. Whatever it was, it looked cool. Second dimension down, not as colorful as the first one, but the creatures were definitely stranger. Their bodies were made out of all these old relics, but they could break apart and still be alive. It was so wild, and now I wish I had asked Caden for more time. I just want to learn the stories of all these dimensions. Third dimension was cubes. Really, really smart cubes. Don't know what else to say there, except that I might have to stop doing these for every dimension I visit, because there's a little bit less than an infinite amount left, and I could have mapped 32 in the time since I started talking. Yeah, okay, bye. I know I was going to stop doing these recordings, but I can carve out some time every once in a while. Just, I'm a genius. Dimension 31x7, not super different from home, but there were these creatures. One was firing a gun and spinning himself around every other second, while the other hung out on his shoulder doing live commentary. Oh, I wanted to hang out with them so badly. Dimension 242Y8, quite possibly the cutest dimension I've ever seen. Oh, the inhabitants were all made out of wool, I think. They could literally make anything. And there was a really pleasant voice following me around everywhere. Oh, it was incredible. Oh, and what's even better? I think I'm finally close to mapping my last dimension.
So yeah, we're getting into some multiverse shtick right here. Anyway, after searching and searching for a new home, they found one, and so Caden ordered all the lombaxes to flee to the new dimension. Caden, however, stayed behind, because he is the keeper of the Dimensionator. He has to stay behind. He also had a wife and a son. During the whole assault, he fled to his house to see if his wife and child were alright. His son was okay, but his wife wasn't so lucky. Caden knew his son was not safe on Fastoon, so he sent him to the safest place he could think of. Veldin. So he sent his son to Veldin and stayed behind to confront Tachyon. Did he survive? Did Tachyon kill him? We may never know. Also, Alistair was banished to Toron 5 for the crimes he's committed. So yeah, he also stayed behind in this dimension. There was also another lombax named Angela, but we don't know much about her backstory. Anyway, that's basically it for the lombax's backstory. Pretty crazy, right? Also, Caden's son is Ratchet, if you didn't figure that out. So yeah, I believe that is about everything. Hope you all enjoyed this lore video. I'll probably make an actual Ratchet and Clank video in the future. I just wanted to make this video for the 20th anniversary for Ratchet and Clank, which is November 4th of this year. Anyway, yeah, thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, all that good shtick. And yeah, happy 20th anniversary, Ratchet and Clank.